Hello, my name is Domination. I am the Skyblock admin of A1Craft.com. I'm here today to show you how to make a player Chestshop. So let's get started. Okay, so here is the default format for a player Chestshop. On the first line is your player name. On the second line is the number of items you're planning to sell at one time. On the third line is the price of the items, and on the fourth line is the item name. So here is an example of a buy Chestshop. As you can see, my player name is on there. I'm selling one saddle at a time for $500. I'll show you how to make it. So on the first line, I'm going to leave the player name line blank because the server will automatically fill in the username line for you. I'm going to be selling one saddle for $500, so 1 on the number of items line, then B followed by the price, which is 500. B stands for buy because the player is buying from you. See, then settle. If you look here, you'll notice that the server will say that the shop has been successfully created. If you don't see this line, then you'll have to re-break the Chestshop sign and remake it again. So here is the Chestshop sell sign. Here I'm buying a diamond for $900. A player would be selling diamonds to me, and then they would receive $900 in return. I'll show you how to make that one as well. So on the first line, since a player will be selling one diamond to me for $900, I'll put 1 because it's one diamond, and then S followed by 900. The S means that the player will be selling to you. Okay. Then diamond. And it says shop successfully created. So on to the next one. Here's an example of a Chestshop that both buys and sells items. So right here I have a Chestshop for carrots, as there's like a stack in there. So the player would be buying 8 carrots for $50 or selling carrots to me for $30. So I'm shift right click, leave the first line blank, and then I'm going to have 8 carrots. Okay, so here you don't need to put a B or an S. You just put the prices. So the first price is $50, the buy price, then followed by a colon, then $30, the sell price. And then on the next line is the item name, carrot. There, shop successfully created. And on the right, just to clarify things, because this shop might be a bit confusing. On the right side is the price that players would buy from you for. And then on the right is the price that players would sell to you for. So now onto the placement of Chestshop signs. You can basically place a Chestshop sign anywhere on a chest as long as it's touching the chest. So here you can put it on the front, the right side, the left side, underneath, above, behind, it doesn't matter. It's all good. It'll work perfectly fine. And on chess, you can put multiple chess shops. Like here, as long as they're all stocked, it's like I have a stack of each block here. A player will be able to buy from each of these chess shop signs as long as it's stocked. Then here, using item IDs in chess shops. For some items, the item names for chess shops that items use are a bit tricky. You would use an item ID for items such as gunpowder, netherwort, colors of clay blocks, glass, wool, and other stuff. If a chess shop won't accept the name and it says invalid name or invalid item ID, then you would just use the item ID. So I'll show you how to use a chess shop. So the first thing you do on A1 Craft, you would grab the item, put it in your hand, then use the command item info. In the chat, it will tell you the item ID right there. So you would use that on the fourth line where the item name would be 17:3. So I'll sell. Then you just make the chess shop as usual. Leave the player name blank. Then I'll be selling 8 jungle wood for $100. Why not? Sometimes the player chess shops don't work, so this is a prime example of it. You'll just need to break and remake it. So shift click, leave the player name line blank. I'll be selling 8 at a time, B 100, and then the item ID. You don't necessarily have to put it in this order. You can put it in any order you want. If you're using item IDs, I suggest putting the item ID first because item IDs are kind of hard to remember. And shop successfully created. Once the shop is successfully created, the item name will pop up and it'll be ready to sell. So here is an example of how not to place player chess shops. You have to make sure that the chess shop sign doesn't touch other chests. This one is touching both this chest and that chest. Even if the chess shop is stocked, when a player tries to buy from it, it'll say the shop is out of stock. Because when the player is trying to buy from it, the chess shop sign won't know which chest to take the items from, so it will just say it's out of stock because it thinks it's out of stock when it actually isn't. So to combat this, you have to make sure none of the chess shops are touching other chests other than the one it's selling or from. So here is an example of how to place chests. You could put a trapped chest followed by a regular chest and another trapped chest. Here, you'll be able to place chests side by side. You won't be able to do that if you won't be able to do that if you use chests that are the same. So you won't be able to put trapdoor chests side by side you'll have to leave a space in the middle between them. And the same thing goes for the regular chest. Like here, if you would just like to use one type of chest, here are some regular chests placed in a diagonal formation. There's a space in between the sides, and they can be touching diagonally. Also, one tip: if you like to lock your chests from other members of your island, you could use a player Chestshop sign for air. Like here, I have one where it's basically locked, and only you'll be able to open it. It's like usually players sell one air for, have it as a buy shop for one air, but if it's a buy shop, other players will be able to spam your chest shop and it will spam your chat. So if it's a sell sign, it won't show up in your chat at all. It'll only spam their chat. I'll show you how to make that one real quick, even though it seems pretty self-explanatory. So shift left click, leave your player name line blank, 1 S1, then air. There you go. Your chest is successfully locked. So that's the end of my tutorial today. Thank you for watching. Have fun playing Minecraft!